Is there black gold off the coast of the Emerald Isle? Is there oil off the coast of Ireland? That's the question that Tony O'Reilly Jr., the CEO of Providence Resources, is trying to answer. He's drilling for it, and he's got some big-name financial backers, including J.P. Morgan and his father, Irish billionaire Sir Tony O'Reilly Sr. Earlier this month, the board of Providence Resources okayed plans to raise $66 million to exploit oil fields off the Irish coast. Sat down with Tony to ask what's next.
We're going to take the money, and along with our partners, we're going to drill basically every major basin offshore Ireland, and it'll be the largest drilling campaign ever carried out offshore Ireland.
Ireland's in the headlines a lot these days for debt concerns and the like. You don't really hear about oil off the coast of Ireland.
You don't actually hear about natural resources. I mean, when I went to school in Ireland, we were told there were no natural resources in Ireland. But of course, Ireland is the largest zinc producer in Europe, and now we're out to prove that it's got a very vibrant hydrocarbon industry. There is one large producing field, and there's another field being developed, and we're intending to bring on a lot more fields over the coming years.
Are there proven reserves at this point?
There are proven reserves, and our focus of our program is a mixture of exploitation drilling, so appraisal drilling to demonstrate flow rates and then get to final declaration of commerciality and develop the fields, as well as sort of more riskier exploration, some high impact exploration off the west coast. And we have some pretty big partners, Exxon, Eni, Petronas, working alongside us. So I hope that this will be the rebirth of the Irish offshore arena.
So estimated worth here, or estimated barrels, what do you think is possible?
Well, I mean, the Irish government have put out statistics to say that the Atlantic margin of Ireland has yet to find 10 billion barrels of oil equivalent, so pretty sizable. I think we'd be happier with just a smaller proportion of that, but we certainly within our portfolio are looking at somewhere in the region of about 2.5 billion barrels of oil equivalent to the 100%. Obviously, we have partners, and that's spread over a number of exploration targets as well as a number of fields that we're looking to develop.
So talk to me about some of the partners you have. You mentioned ExxonMobil, you mentioned others. What exactly is the arrangement? Well,
in each license, we have different equity relationships. We're usually the operator, and we, as the Irish company, secure the licenses, and then we partner affiliate with the requisite company who can help us both technically and financially. So in certain cases, we'll have high initial equity and then farm down. In the case of our deal with ExxonMobil, we had 80%. We farmed down to 16%, and they then take over operatorship and drill the well. Your name,
Tony O'Reilly, is very well known to the international audience, perhaps because of your father. He was the first Irish billionaire, very well known. He himself has a stake in the company, is that right?
Yeah, this is actually a company that really has morphed from previous companies that he started back in 1981. So we've been a long time in the making.
Tony O'Reilly Sr. owns 20%. J.P. Morgan owns, is it 8%?
Yeah, about 8%. And then we have BlackRock and Henderson. And we have some pretty large institutions who've come in our most recent financing. Our most recent financing was about 2.5 times oversubscribed. So
what is it like to sit down with investors and start to explain? I mean, you kind of have to get over that initial, what, Ireland, oil reaction?
Yeah.
I mean, is this a hard sell in some ways?
I think it used to be a hard sell, but as I say, because the world has changed pricing and technology, and because there's a lot of examples of old fields being rediscovered, looking at it through a new lens, I think it's that you're kind of pushing on an open door. I think investors are looking for more safer, more secure areas. So I think Europe's looking for alternative frontiers, and Ireland could just represent that.
In the immediate term, since we've seen the instability in the Middle East, most recently in January through now, have you seen that sentiment change? Have you seen
very much so.
interest?
I mean, I think if I were to be honest, 2 to 3 years ago when I'd go and see people, I think they would say we were a postponable investment opportunity. Now they're all wanting to come in, and they like the concept that what we're doing could actually provide a real alternative in terms of security of supply.
One of the things that you say makes oil worth exploring for, besides obviously the price and the potential, is the lower tax that's available within Ireland. This is the 12.5% corporate tax rate?
Yes, but in fact, in the mining and oil and gas industries in Ireland, we actually have a different tax regime. So we actually pay 25% corporation tax.
So you must be watching this debate, this so-called Gallic dispute between Sarkozy
I think it's kind
and the new Prime Minister in Ireland.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of theatre, and I think former Taoiseach John Bruton said it very well yesterday, that it's being a little bit overdone. I mean, the reality is Ireland has had low low tax rates since 1956. I mean, that's been part of its whole economic development plan for all these years. And Ireland's not going to give up the 12.5% tax. It's a debate, but this is really it's been positioned as an Irish issue, but in reality, it's a European issue. Ireland will hold on to its 12.5% corporation tax. I mean, that's been confirmed by everybody, every politician across the divide.